So today we're going to be making another delicious recipe out of our Trim Healthy Mama starter book. And today we're going to be making lazy lasagna. And I love lasagna. I'm one of those, I should have been born Italian, but I wasn't. Because I just love any kind of Italian food. But this is a really good recipe because not only is it delicious, it's also going to be really healthy and a little bit more trimming than traditional lasagna. So I hope you'll join me. Okay, we're going to start off by browning a pound of ground beef. I don't have it completely thawed out because I ended up forgetting. I had a doctor's appointment this morning and I forgot to thaw it out, but you know how it is with ground beef. You can get it thawed out by just cooking it in the stove. So I'm going to get this all cooked up and then I'll show you what seasonings we're going to be adding to this. So while that finishes cooking, let me go over the seasonings that we're going to be putting in our lazy lasagna. So this is going to be really good. It calls for 2 tablespoons of dried oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of mineral salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then just a little packet of stevia. They call it a doonk. So it's like just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of flavor because we are putting in a sugar-free homemade pasta mix, and these are the tomatoes that I had from my garden that I made into pasta. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings to this and just give that a good stir. Oh, that smells good. Oh, that smells wonderful. Now this is organic herbs that I dehydrate. I always keep them on hand. And since I have a pretty big herb garden, I actually cook these down for all my family too and some of my friends. And then what we're going to do is add the contents of our pasta sauce. Just going to pour that right in. And what I do is I add a little bit of water just to get the rest of that spaghetti sauce out. Maybe like a 1/4 cup, not very much. I just want all that sauce out of my mix. So all I'm going to do is give this a little stir. Just cook it for a couple minutes. I don't really need to cook this down. Now this is some good ground beef. There wasn't much grease in it at all. So I'm going to just leave it. I didn't drain it off. But go ahead and drain off the ground beef if you feel like it's too much for yours. All right, so I'm just gonna put a cover over this and let it cook on low for a little bit while we get our cheese mixture started. Now we're gonna be adding 4 ounces of a 1/3 fat of the cream cheese. We're gonna be using 6 ounces of the fat-free cottage cheese and 1 egg. And I'm just gonna put this in a food processor and let this blend up. And I love using cottage cheese for this type of stuff. It just has a great texture and a great flavor when you're cooking. And the egg will thicken it up as it cooks, so it really is going to be just like a cheese mixture. Now this recipe calls for a bag of spinach. I'm going to put all the directions down below. The problem with a whole bag of spinach is that you end up with a really watery lasagna. So let me show you my fix. I am going to put a little bit of spinach so we have that taste, but I'm going to put in some of my dehydrated zucchini, and this is going to give the actual texture of having noodles in your lasagna. So all you're going to do is layer this like a regular lasagna. The only thing that's missing is the noodles are not going to be the same noodles you're used to having, and we're going to be doing a little bit different cheese mixture. And those things are going to make this a healthier option. Now, if you wanted to leave the meat out altogether, you could do that. No problem whatsoever. So you're just going to put this meat mixture at the bottom of your pan. I'm using an 8x8 pan. And I've already got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. All right. So we've got some meat. A little bit of cheese over this. Actually, before I do the cheese, I think I'm going to put some of my zucchini noodles over this. And a little bit of spinach. I don't want to overdo the spinach. I love spinach, but I don't like a watery lasagna. So I'm just going to put a little bit for flavor, because this is kind of a spinach lasagna. Just like that. Then I'm going to put my cheese mixture over this. Just kind of drizzle it right over the top of this. This actually makes a lot of cheese mixture too. This is amazing. And then we're going to put a little bit of mozzarella cheese. It says the whole thing can have 4 ounces. So I am going to put a little bit in between the layers. And I think this is going to just be delicious. I love lasagna. I love spinach. I love those dehydrated zucchini noodles. Everything about this is my kind of food. So I'm going to try to get 3 layers out of this. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan just for flavor. Not very much at all. That's really it. I don't need a lot of Parmesan on my lasagna. So I am going to stick this in the preheated oven at 350 degrees. It says for 30 to 40 minutes until it's thick and bubbly. Well, our lazy lasagna is done, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think it looks better than the picture. Let me show you. So this is the picture in the book of the lazy lasagna. And this is my lazy lasagna. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Looks so good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little piece of this. I was going to put it on a plate, but I think I'm going to, although look at that, it really holds together great. I'm so excited to try this. Boy, it smells so good. Wow. I already know it's going to be good. I already know. Look at that. So we're going to do a little taste test here. Make sure that this is good enough to eat. I already know it tastes good because it sure smells good. Oh my gosh. Get some of the cheese, the vegetable, the meat. That is divine. That is so good. I'm going to put it in my repertoire of recipes and make this something that I eat all the time. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you're interested in losing weight, maybe join me on this Trim Healthy Mama program. I've got the starter book and a recipe book in my Amazon store linked below. And maybe we can share recipes or ideas or support each other through this weight loss program. So thanks for joining me. I will see you next time. Give me a like or a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you're not a subscriber, remember to subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, thank you for supporting my channel, and I really appreciate you. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Are you interested in winning a brand new Presto canner? If so, go ahead and email me at the link above. Let me know you're interested in the drawing. If I hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, December 31st, 2024, I'm going to give away a brand new Presto canner to one lucky winner.